of Johnny Davis Live. That's right. We're here on this Friday, May the 15th, 2020. And I will tell you, I'm so excited to have my guest. I've been trying to hunt this man down for years. Even though we've talked on the phone, he's been running, he's been hiding. But I guess if there's anything positive about this era, right now is that we have a little bit more time. So I was able to finally lasso him and bring him onto the show. So I'm really excited about talking to him, and we're going to chat for a minute now. So you guys can buckle in. If you don't have time to watch today, you can certainly watch a little bit later on my YouTube channel at Johnny Davis Live with 3 exclamation marks. Also, you'll be able to see it on my timeline. We always want to thank our sponsors of Blackout Fights at blackoutfights.com and Eastern Offset Printing for all they do for us. I just want to always say my sincere condolences to all of those who have lost someone during this period of the COVID-19. I hope that, you guys will be well and hang in there. I know there's a lot going on right now. We want to always thank our frontline workers for all they do for us and all they are doing for us. Remember them in any way you can. Just maybe a nice word, nice thought, do something nice or whatever the case. We're certainly appreciative. We're appreciative also for, again, those frontline workers who are our healthcare professionals out there. We hope that you will give them the respect that they deserve in putting themselves out there to keep us as safe as possible. Okay, guys, I'm going to get right into it with our man. He is the one and the only 3-time World Kickboxing Champion. Let's give it up for the one and the only Bernard Swiftkick Robinson.
Thank you.
I know right now he's ready to punch and kick somebody. How you doing, Bernard?
Doing well, man. Listen, thank you for having me on your show, man. I appreciate it. I know we've been going back and forth, man. But now that you caught me at the pandemic, man, you caught me.
Finally, man. It is what it is, man. I certainly know, how busy you are and all the things you have going on. I certainly just wanted to take some time and chat with you, man. We go a long way back.
Yeah, man.
And everything. We kind of lost touch somewhere in there, and then we hooked back up and lose touch again. And that's kind of the way life is. There's just a lot of things that are always going on and out there and stuff like that keep us busy and keep us occupied. And maybe again, that's some of the good things about this. A lot of people have been able to spend more time with their family, right. And to catch up with old friends, electronically at least, and social media, right. And stuff like that. And I just thought, and have thought for a while, that it would be great to catch up with you and just let people, because you're pretty known. A lot of people know who you are. You're gonna be more known after this. But
I appreciate it.
Yeah. A lot of people know who you are, and some people maybe don't, and everything. And my goal is to, educate people on some of those people maybe who did not get all of the accolades and things like that I think they deserve, right? And right. Again, I'm not on NBC or HBO or Showtime yet.
Yes.
Hey, but keep hope alive.
Absolutely.
Right. Keep hope alive because again, I'm doing what I do, and to be honest with you, I'm looking at people right now and the different shows that they have. Mm-hmm. This format is as good as any of them right now. Yeah. I mean, they're doing what I'm doing, so I'm thinking that, hey, Mark Cuban, somebody, hey, you guys give me a call. Let's see what we can do to get this thing out there and have some fun. But Bernard Robinson, he is the man, guys. Listen, okay, all right, so I got to go back a little bit. If you want to talk about some of you young fighters out there, and you want to talk about somebody who's gritty. I mean, put your head right here and fights to the death. I mean, this guy was someone who just went at it. I mean, he just dove in and he gave it everything, man.
Yeah.
This kind of fighter, you don't see a lot of fighters like this today. Not only did he have about 68, 70 or some kickboxing matches, he also had about 40 some boxing matches. I mean, that's a lot of fighting going on there, brother. That's a lot of fighting going on there, Bernard. Listen, I want to ask you a question about that, really, and I'm gonna bounce around a little bit.
Okay.
What were you searching for fighting so much? What was it that you were looking for?
You know, Johnny, to be honest with you, man, I wanted to get out there, man, and just and prove to myself, not to anybody else, because I didn't really care what anybody else thought. Deep down, I knew I really wanted to do this and give it an honest run. But the thing about it, there were so many politics out there, man, that a lot of guys don't know about. And I ran into a lot of that. And I understand that. But the thing about it, Johnny, with me in fighting, I take a fight on a 3-week notice, a 2 weeks notice, a 5-day notice. Why? Because I was always in shape. I was always in shape, champ.
Right.
And they never gave me the big opportunities to fight somebody real well known without giving me this 2-week notice. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, and that's interesting. So you were chasing that brass rail, that goose egg.
Yeah. Yes.
At least the promise of that goose egg.
Right.
And we want to talk about that a little bit later. Because it was a promise that was kind of out there, not necessarily a promise, but when we looked at, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, and all those guys looked pretty good out there, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And not all of that was there for us, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. And kind of, but before we go in there, I want to before we go into about your when you got started and stuff like that, and I certainly want to get in that. I'm curious about something that you did because again I bounced around a little bit. About you did this Guinness World Record about punching a bag.
Yeah.
For like, how many was it? 37 hours?
37 and a half hours. Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, man. That's crazy.
Well, I was at the health club at South Point, and my agent, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
And he says something to keep your name out there. You know, I'm always giving back. I play in a lot of celebrity golf outings. You know what I mean? I look good playing, but I'm I look good. I'm no good at it. And he said, so we started looking around. And he called me up. He go, you should do a world record.
Oh.
I go, what? He said, you should do a world record. Get in the Guinness Book of World Records. He said, and we know we'll give a lot of money back, and people come in and donate and sponsor you for these hours. I go, well, how long is it? He says, the record is 36 hours.
Okay, so break that down to me a little bit about how that play. Okay, so you get on a bag.
Yeah.
And somebody has a timer.
Yeah. And you hit the bag consistently. I first started off with a half hour. Okay, that wasn't bad. Then I moved up from a half hour.
Okay. So I want to get this in my brain. So for a half hour, you just punched and kicked and hit like that.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and the thing about it, nobody's hitting me back, so I'm dead tired.
That does make it a little easy when nobody's hitting you back.
Yes,
so wait a minute now. So listen, most of us can't hit the bag. Most of us can't hit the bag for 10 minutes.
Right.
Without stopping, right? What was it like after the first 2 hours?
The first 2 hours, I was settled in. And then after about the 17th hour, I started looking for a place to lie down.
Listen, but that's the point. We don't even stay awake over 12 hours. That's a lot.
Yeah,
man. Wait a minute, okay. So listen. So I'm trying to imagine this right now on the 24th hour.
It was rough.
There's a video somewhere of that, right?
Yes, on YouTube.
Oh, we got to go find that on YouTube, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. So on the 24th hour, what kind of punches are we seeing, man? Are we seeing like,
Hey man, a lot of jabbing, a lot of jabbing, a lot of jabbing, a lot of jabbing,
That
and then
is
one, two, one, two, one,
absolutely
two.
amazing. I mean, when you think about it, you know,
Yeah.
to do that much punching and for that long is crazy, man. It's crazy, but it's a great story. It's a great story.
It was I did it for a good cause, man. I raised money
Wow.
for children's hospitals for cancer and research development. We raised around $24,500 some odd dollars.
Oh, okay.
And
So again, let me kind of digress for a moment. We were talking the other day about Mike Tyson,
yes,
and he was talking about coming back doing it for charity. It's amazing the things we'll do for charity, right?
yeah, yeah,
You know, a lot of us martial artists out there have done things like this for many, many years and don't get really any credit or recognition for it or anything.
exactly
When
right.
you think about it, you're in the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest time. Look, I tell you what, we got a lot of people out here think they're in shape. Jeff Grady. Jeff Grady always working out. I like Jeff. He's always working out hard. Who else out there? Chad Mueller. Who else out there? I see people training. What's it? Walter McCard. Walter's always out there training. I'm going to put a challenge out there to you now. Y'all young bucks out here, you think that you're in shape? I want you to go try to break Bernard's record. Go out there and break his record over 37 hours of punching. I'm going to put it up on the screen again so you can see it. Go look it up on YouTube. I want to see anybody beat that record today, right? I'm looking. I'm waiting. I hope somebody will accept that challenge, man. I just can't wait. Okay, let's go a little bit back in the old school days, back when you first got started there, Bernard. I mean, you know, you were from, you originally from what, Gaffney?
Gaffney, South Carolina. Yes,
Gaffney.
sir.
I don't know why you went a little lower. I don't know if the camera went lower or whatever, but if I can get you to kind of come up a little bit higher, bring the camera down, yeah, a little bit higher, so it won't cover up your face when I put up some other information, okay? You still went right low. Not that you're a tall guy or anything like that, but you're a little bit lower than normal. That's okay. We're just having fun. But let's talk a little bit about your martial arts days and how you got started in the martial arts back in the day.
You know, my brother. My brother's. He was just big influence on me, man. Big, 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 big. Did I mention big?
You have several brothers, right? One.
Yep. Yep.
So which one is this?
Victor, my oldest brother.
I met him.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
He used to come home from the military and kick my butt all the time. He goes, "You're not working hard enough."
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it started along those lines, man.
Right. Now, so did you eventually join a school or a club?
Oh, yeah. Taekwondo. Yeah.
Who was your instructor?
Mr. Yang, and then my brother. He was like, "You're not learning. Not good enough."
Right.
Yeah. And then Mike Sanders started working out with those guys a lot. And hey, I know we're jumping and bouncing around.
Okay.
But we were in Gaffney, South Carolina. Mike Sanders school's in Spartanburg. We had the baddest school around. So me and my best friend Angelo, we decided to venture off and do some other tournaments.
Right.
That was a mistake.
So you had to find you had to find out the hard way that maybe what you were working wasn't working. What you were doing wasn't working.
Yes, you know who did, and that's when I first seen Johnny Davis. And he came in, and it was just everybody was all dressed alike, and me and my friend, we he had a blue shirt, had a green shirt on. It's like no camaraderie there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then we seen you guys just start kicking these people.
Well, let me interject right there for a minute. Who you're talking about is that me and my old friends Wayne Townsend and Kenny Green. Yeah. We all were like a trio. We actually called ourselves F Trio. Sweet Feet, and Superfoot. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Hey man, hey, after I was out in one match. They implant. That means fight.
Right.
Stop. I was like, how did he hit me? What happened?
Right.
Hey man, and at that point, I became a spectator.
So you went to the tournament, thinking that what you got is all that.
Yeah.
And then you saw all that at the tournament.
Yes. Yes. And then you throw your leg up, you score a point, you fall down the split, get back up. I was like, that's what I want to do. And so me and my best friend, we go home, man, I'm slick feet. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? This is back in the day, man.
So now for real talk now.
Yes, sir.
Real talk. And I know you're sincere in what you're saying. But when you went back, did you name yourself Swiftkick after that period? Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is so complimentary.
Yeah. And so now when my guys, we go somewhere, I make sure we all dressed alike. And you pointed that out at one of your tournaments. You said, that's what I like. We're all dressed alike. Because it reminds me of when I first seen you guys, man.
Wow.
That was a team.
You know, you told me that story, a while back. And I was surprised because, again, when you're out there, you're just trying to do your best. You don't always know who you're influencing. Right. Going back to I just did a show earlier today about, respect and stuff like that. That is my point. You are a perfect example of my point. Was about that you always should try to live the best, cleanest life that you can because I didn't know you back then. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
You knew who I was.
Yes.
And as a younger, you're slightly younger than I am, right? By maybe about 10 years, right? And stuff like that. You saw something that you liked. And, like, hey, I want to be like that. Now, you didn't know if I was a drug dealer or a killer, right? But you were probably hoping that I was a pretty good guy and somebody you can mimic after, correct?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. Today, though, as an instructor, which I was going to get into a little later, but today as an instructor, do you see yourself also as that maybe invisible role model to some people? And how do you try to live as a result of that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. There's people that come to the gym that can afford the tuition. So I'm doing little things like cleaning the mats and stuff like that. The talent is there, the talent is there and the drive is there, but the financial is not there and neither is the family support. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I try to help out these guys, man. Somebody had to give me an opportunity.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And because you never know when you're fighting, man. You never know who's sitting in that audience watching.
Right. That's for sure. Listen, I'm going to try to interact a little bit with some of the people who are posting stuff on the side. Mr. Leroy Taylor, who is watching the show today. I mean, you're talking about a great world champion, man.
Yeah, man.
I would love to get Leroy on the show one day and have a chat with him. This guy. A lot of people, like I said, tell you a story about Leroy. And again, we're going to go over an hour today. I'm telling you right now, you might want to get ready. People, I'm sorry. We're going to chat, right? We got a lot to talk about. Right? So Leroy, you remember in that video on PKA back in the days when they used to show the guy kicking his foot like that? Yeah. Now, a lot of people thought that was me. I had so many people, because I did the same type of stuff. They thought that was me. I said, no, that's not me. That's Leroy Taylor. And it was beautiful. Then he sat down with his hands. Beautiful. Leroy Taylor, brother, I hope you're doing well. Tell your brother as well, who's also a champ. What do you know about Leroy?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I follow these guys. Hey, let me tell you a quick story. Yeah. I was going up to Robert Eames because he used to train David. He used to train David the Rock Humphreys. I was going there to spar with him.
Yeah, he's tough.
Before he fought Jerry Trimble, but that fight never happened.
So it goes way back. Now that Humphreys is another guy. One day I looked up to talk to. He was a tough dude. He was a tough dude, man. Also, we have our buddy on Fernando Calleros. Fernando, man. Fernando and I, we've gotten acquainted here in the last couple of years, and we've had some great conversations. It's on our YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. Some transitions and things like that he's made. Doing a phenomenal job. I'm so proud of this guy and where he's come from and the things he's doing now to help people. But he also said that he remembers, he said, you guys fought the same Englishman in Patterson.
Yeah.
Well, you had at different times?
Yeah, George Patterson.
Right. So listen, so you guys were at the same weight class, right?
Yeah.
How did you guys never meet?
Different organizations, man.
Yeah. Shouldn't matter, right?
It shouldn't.
Right, but it does. People had a kind of idea of protecting certain fighters and stuff like that. I want to ask you though, when you were getting started, kind of digress a little bit from your parents? You know, your parents, you have mom and dad in the
Yeah.
house. They work hard and everything. Did they ever give you any resistance to doing martial arts when you first started?
Well, not so much my parents, my brother. My
Ah,
brother, you can be better than this, but you're not applying yourself.
ah.
So you can't go to karate practice. You can take anything from me. Don't take that away.
so,
Yeah,
so he was really like big brother's kind of dad,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that's what got you going.
yeah, man. He's so uh
You love your brother, man.
yeah.
Yeah. Now he's still around, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's I met him, man. He's a really down to earth fella, man. Really good dude and everything. So, you know, a lot of us don't have that kind of support in the family, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see you get emotional there, but why is that so important to you?
Well, he always told me, you can be.
That's all right, man. Keep it real. Johnny Davis live, real talk.
He always told me, man, you're gonna be the best, but you gotta work. You gotta work and work hard, and work smart. So I worked my ass off.
It's amazing.
I mean, I worked my ass off, Johnny.
Right. Yeah. Look, man, and that is what I know about you, and that's why I wanted to highlight you, man, and put you out here because I don't think people know how hard you work. I mean, look, your conditioning is amazing. Listen, right now, here's the thing about this. When you look at Bernard's abs, that was when he was younger. His abs look pretty much like that today. And I hate you for it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I'm kidding. Hate is such a strong word, right? You know, he's actually in just great shape. So you definitely put in the hard work, and it was your brother who inspired you to do that, and that is amazing because a lot of people out here by themselves, they don't put in that hard work, you know, that's needed, and then they wonder why they don't achieve. You know,
Right.
I remember, as I was saying a little earlier, that I went out there and I worked really hard and I had to give up a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
My friends, so-called friends,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, you know, to
Yeah.
focus. Tell me a little bit about that transition for you as we're going to talk about something else too. But in your life as a child, when you were younger, when you started doing something and you started getting some focus, how was it with your friends that you maybe had to separate yourself? Did you give me a little bit of idea how that was for you?
Yeah, a friend, man, they started just falling off by the wayside because I wasn't allowed to go out and hang out with those guys, and I wasn't allowed to do this and wasn't allowed to do that. And the guy that stuck with me, his dad was a minister, and we're still best friends to this day, man.
Right.
You know, it was just he and I. It started off with like about 10 of us, and it dropped down to just he and I. But you know what, Johnny? I can't dance. I can't play basketball. I can't play baseball, but I can fight.
You can
That's it.
fight.
I don't know the latest dance moves and nothing like that. I'm not into all that. I just want to fight.
That's an awesome statement, but I think that it is something that, again, a lot of young people need to understand that who you hang around is kind of who you become, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a choice on who you hang around and the influence that come into your life. You have a choice. Now, if you're not willing to give up that choice, then that's your choice, and the consequences will show themselves as well. I want to transition just a little bit. So you were into karate, right?
Yeah.
What influenced you or enticed you to get into full contact to try to start knocking people out?
Well, I kept getting disqualified from those
Yes.
and you know, I don't know if I was hitting the guys hard but they were faking it. And they were going, that's excessive contact. They give me a warning, and then you know, then they disqualify me. Hey, I just paid $25 from cutting grass to be in this tournament.
Right.
You know what I mean? I cut people grass, get $25 on the entry fee.
Right. So
And then,
that no barely touching thing,
yeah,
that's what influenced you to say, hey man, I gotta get into some full contact.
yeah. And I met this guy named Eugene Jeffers.
Okay.
They call him Fleetwood.
I've heard that
Sunday.
name. I've heard that name.
Yeah, yeah. And he's been around the game a long time. So I went to a karate tournament down in Atlanta. And after that night, they had the full contact. And the main event was one of the guys that you fought and knocked out, Robert Lee. He was the main
Oh my
event.
God, Robert
Yeah.
Lee. Yes, go ahead. I remember fighting him. Yes.
Yeah. So he was the main event. He came to the ring, and I was like, wow, I think this is what we want to do. These guys can hit as hard as they want.
Right.
And that just kind of.
And it's just that you bring up Robert, because you say you're bringing up all these stories.
I'm sorry, man.
Robert was such a cool dude. I think he was a pimp. I don't know what he was. Robert's going to kill me. But he dressed, he really dressed up, right?
Yeah.
And I remember it was almost like the Rocky movie, like Coming to America when I fought him. He came to the ring. He had on like a tuxedo or something. You know what I mean? He was like crazy, man. And that went all in one round. Anyway, another story, but but it was fun. It was really fun. But so when did you have your first fight?
Oh man, I fought Kent Jeter. I fought Kent Jeter, and my first pro fight. I made $400.
Wait a minute, but what about your let's go back. The amateur first amateur fight was where?
Oh, my first amateur fight was in Spartanburg. And guess who I fought? Kevin Hudson.
No, Kevin Hudson?
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. I fought him at I forget what weight it was. But he was definitely taller than was. You skinny as a rail back then.
Okay. Just between us. Look, okay. Shh. Who won?
He did.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's just between us. Because I was like, Kevin was good.
Yeah.
Right. So you fought, that was your first fight.
Yeah.
Did he have a fight before? Did he have a record?
Yeah, he was 2-0. So
he was just getting started too.
Yeah.
Kevin was a beast, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was, and then I learned a lot from that fight, man. Afterwards, I wanted to go in the dressing room and talk to him and stuff. And he says, "Yeah, man." He said, "You're fast, but you jump too much."
You want to try to get that explosive knockout with a jump kick? Yeah. What you saw in the movies yesterday?
Yeah. Hey, after one round, man, I was dead tired.
Right.
Side kicks, spinning hook kicks, this, that, and the other.
Look good for the highlight reel.
Hey, yeah.
No, that's awesome though. And I know back in the day, there was a lot of people that were promoting, locally. Did you ever fight for Angel Rivera?
Angel Rivera. I might have.
Yeah, he did a lot of fights. He did a lot of fights over in Fayetteville. Then you have what's the other guy's name?
Wilson. I fought for him a lot.
Who?
Wilson out of Charlotte, North Carolina. PAKA, Professional All-Star Kickboxing Association.
Okay. I think I've heard that name. I think I might have fought on one of those cards. It seemed like Matt Barrow might have fought in Charlotte on one of those cards.
Yeah, Larry Terabathia, remember him?
Who?
Larry the Terabathia.
I do remember the name.
Yeah.
The other guy, you remember Willie Vines?
Yes. What happened to that guy?
I have no idea. I know I fought him, and I know he kicked like a mule. That's what I mean. Willie Vines, Filippo something. I think he was like my first pro fight or something. Pro. Really, all of my fights, I just count them all. It doesn't matter to me. But I fought him somewhere in like in Morehead City, and that didn't go well. Not for him, anyway. Another story. But so you were into full contact. When you started fighting here locally, what gave you your first break to fight either a pro fight or outside of this region here?
Outside, we fought in Virginia. I fought in Virginia, and that was kind of, the telltale time. But those guys were good, man. They had great hands.
Right.
No, kicks wasn't that good, but they had good hands.
Right.
And the guys in Virginia, man, they're pretty good fighters, man.
Right. So you got the break in Virginia. When did you win your first title?
When I fought on my first title period It's when I fought Ray Rice from Forest City, North
No
Carolina. Yep,
way!
yep, yep.
Bernard, we fought some of the same people.
Yeah, man, fought Ray Rice from Forest City, North
Okay,
Carolina.
what weight class did you fight?
I fought him at 147 and 154.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, Bernard, I'm glad you and I never met. Because I was fighting at that weight class too.
That's right.
I was in welterweight. My first world title was welterweight, 153.
Nice.
And I fought Ray Rice. Okay, so let's get look, just between us. Nobody's watching. How did you do against Ray?
Oh man, I beat him.
How many rounds?
5. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he fought me at the wrong time.
Yeah. And he had apparently he had just coming off a couple fights. This is my understanding. Yeah. And I fought him for the South Carolina State Kickboxing Championship.
Ray was pretty good though.
Yeah, man. He had that back fist.
Yeah, he'll catch you off of that.
Every time he spin, I go the same way. That way he couldn't hit me.
Oh, that's clever. That's clever. No, I remember when he and I fought. We fought, I think, in Moorhead. And by that time, again, he should have probably caught me earlier. He caught me at a time, I think, I have to get the year right. But I was already like a contender. I was like up there. By that time, I had that kind of eye of the tiger thing, trying to get people out of there. And not a good time. That wasn't a good period for anybody to fight me. I mean, that lasted one round. It was over, And so it's just, it is what it is. But, hey, I got my stories too.
Yeah, man.
But I was just kind of interested. So you also fought internationally.
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to share that with me. And I know Victor Terrio is also on. I want to get a little bit later on. I want to talk a little bit about his shows. But tell me about that process of fighting here in the United States, and then getting that first call to go internationally, man.
It was FCKA. That's Full Contact Kickboxing Association. That organization lasted about, I want to say, 3 or 4 years, and maybe a little bit longer. I was with those guys. I was ranked number 4 in the world. And the number 1 contender just fought the number 2 kid. The number 2 guy, so he's looking for somebody he had to defend his title. And lo and behold, they called me up, 3 weeks notice. And
not a good idea.
No, I was always in the gym, man.
Right.
And so we flew to Tokyo, Japan. I fought David Okamoto in Tokyo, Japan, Koikui Stadium. Hey, when I fought him over there, Johnny, it's like nobody. I was like the pink elephant in the room. Nobody really cared about me. They was talking about the next fight after me.
The real underdog.
Yeah. But it was okay because they never heard of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wonder what they destroyed the kid. I had everything to gain, not a damn thing to lose.
Right. He was. That's in Japan, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. So he had the whole Japanese audience and everything, and obviously, you.
Hey, man, I did not care. It was a great opportunity, and since then, I put my foot in the door. I never looked back.
Right. Well, give me some other places that you fought in on the international scene.
I fought all over Canada: Montreal, Ebenezer, Canada, Langley, Canada, Vancouver.
Were there any names that you fought in Canada? Because I remember some lighter guys that were pretty good.
I fought this kid, man. I fought Robbie Phillips. He was from Syracuse, British Columbia. That was a good fight. A tough kid, man.
Yeah.
And then I fought what the heck's that kid's name? Rashad. Some French kid.
Right. But here's the thing I also want to bring out for a lot of people who are in Muay Thai today. So you were doing a lot of high kick fights back in the day, but you also fought WKA and fought the leg kicks too, right?
Yeah.
You got into that relatively early, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, man. But the thing about that too is I figured, hey, he kicked me in my legs, I'll kick him back in his legs. No. It's like a baseball bat. You know what I mean? These guys leg kicks.
They train for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So was there a point that you actually started training for how to check a leg kick and how to deliver a leg kick, and you got stronger at it? Or did you focus on that? Or did you kind of, because I know you had really good boxing hands, or did you kind of try to just set them up with it and try to knock them out with your hands?
Oh, no. I guess what? I moved to Seattle, Washington, trained with Victor Sawyer, Maurice Smith.
Maurice.
Maurice Smith was the first kickboxer to win the UFC. Nobody really knows that.
Yes. I know Maurice.
Yeah. So I started training with those guys, and he told me, he says, you know what, Bernard, you're fast, but I'm dangerous. You're fast, but you're dangerous.
Right.
So let's settle down and start picking your shots.
Right.
And that's what we did. We started working with those guys, man. Victor Sawyer fought in Japan when I fought in Japan.
Right. You know, it's just amazing, just some of that international fight scene that you had. Okay, so if anybody wants to know more about Bernard Robinson and his whole fight career, I think it's something on Wikipedia, maybe. I'm not sure if it's on Wikipedia, but certainly on your website and stuff like that. And you want to tell them exactly where they can go and see more about you on your Facebook? Even.
Yeah. You go to my Facebook or either my gym page, Swiftkick Robinson. You know, it's good stuff.
The reason why I do it like that is because this is Johnny Davis Live, real talk, real solutions. I don't spend a lot of time on the ABCs of fighting. I get a little bit more in depth, right? So I'm going to ask you a question. Was there ever a fight that you thought ahead that, you know what, there's a good chance I'm going to lose this fight, but then you won? And what did that do for your confidence?
You know, that's a damn good question, champ.
That's what I did. Hey, you've seen nothing yet. You gave me way too much time for this interview.
Hey, man, that's a good question.
Right.
You know, Booker Pope, they call him the body snatcher. Now, the reason why they call him the body snatcher, he hit them in the body, they dropped.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's a good chance.
That McCallum dude was like that in boxing. You remember McCallum? He was called the body snatcher in boxing. Oh, my God. Crazy. Yeah, go ahead. As you were.
So, So, you know, we trained. I did setups. The medicine ball. I was sparring people with nothing but body shots. Hit them nowhere in the body. Don't hit him in the head. Hit him in the body. And we trained. And then when I got in there and fought him, he hit me in the body. Boom. I was like, okay, it's not so bad.
Wow.
Not so bad. And then it just took off, man.
And you won the fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So after that, what did that do for your confidence after that?
Hey, man, it put me on a whole nother planet. When I say that, what I mean by that is I figure, okay, if I set my mind to it and body, nothing can stop me.
Right.
And it's been that way, man, and that's just how it's been.
Well, I got to go back to your brother again. After you would have a fight, because I had my stepdad would always tell me, Noli Johnson, you know, rest in peace. He didn't talk much about my fighting career, but he only said one thing that I remember. He said, you want to get your behind kicked? He said, ass, right, kicked. You can stay home. Well, so your brother, your dad have any words like that for you that inspired, to continue to inspire you throughout your career?
You know, my mom and my dad, they just did what they needed to do, man. To pay the tuition to keep me going. My brother just kept me in line.
Right.
And so I was fighting the foot machine in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Sheraton Hotel for the PKP, that's Professional Kickboxing Promotion World Title.
Right.
And I flew my brother up. I brought Dick Kimmer in.
Right.
And I was fighting, they call him the foot machine, Greg Gallagher.
We have some names. Go ahead.
They call him the foot machine. And my brother was sitting there at ringside. The fight was over and they knocked this kid out in the second round. I walked to the end of the road. Say, hey, Vic, what'd you think? He goes, what took you so long? What took you so long?
Right. And so that kind of, those type of words, those little things.
I know, man.
You know, sometimes people didn't know anything about fighting, because I remember when I would be running, people would just yell, you know, kind of like the Rocky movie, go get him, champ. Hey, we backing you and all of that. You know, did you have that kind of hometown support?
Well, yeah and no. Yes and no.
Okay,
Well, okay, now here's the thing. This may take a little bit.
that's fine.
Here's the thing. Okay, now I'm fighting everybody in that little hometown where I'm from. You beat everybody in that little hometown. Then you got these people saying, well, he can do that around here. If he go up north, man,
Right.
somebody kick his butt. Well, what happened? I go up north. I start beating them guys too. Then they see me on TV and they go, I knew he was good. I told you he was good. I know that boy was good. It's those people, Johnny, that gave me that drive that kept me going, that said that I couldn't do it.
Right. Did you ever, when you went out of town like that and you came back, right, from a loss, right? Did the naysayers get to you a little bit?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That's like,
Where did you look to find the confidence to say, no, I'm better than that and I can do better and to go work harder?
it just, talking to my coaches and my brother was like, hey, if you just had a bad night, it's okay. You come back tomorrow, we'll do it
Ah,
again. And that was the way I always looked at it, man. And at the press conference and stuff like that, when these guys were all in each other's face, I had major sponsors. I mean, major sponsors. I had no job.
right,
I had allotments. People paying me this every week to
right,
take care of this, take care. I was taken care of. What I mean by that, I mean I was taken care of.
yeah,
And but it didn't. It wasn't always that way. But I wasn't gonna mess up what I had going for me by stooping down to this level to speak to this guy on that level. I just said, well, it's gonna be a good fight tomorrow night. And said, yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. They're gonna be carrying you out and da da da. They're gonna take you on a stretcher. I said, man, I appreciate the opportunity.
right.
They never let them get under my skin, man.
I want to, talking about getting under your skin, I want to transition here just for a minute. That, I don't know if you noticed that I'm African American too.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, my show is about real talk and real solutions, but I want to bring this up because as a fighter, I experience things maybe a little different than others. And I have people around me, oh, no, it had nothing to do with anything. Now, did you ever come across what you felt might have been discrimination against you during the fight, in a fight, or whatever back in the day? Or maybe, where you don't fight now, let's say when you were fighting.
Yeah. Quite a few times.
Give me one example and I'll what that was and how that made you feel.
Well, I won't call any names. I'll call out a location.
Okay.
I was fighting in a place called a little small place. It was Amarillo, Texas, and my agent came in. He says, "What are you coming out to?" I says, "I'm coming out to Tupac." Tupac.
Oh,
He go, "Well, let me go to the mall and get you a nice little." Well, he's changed up a little bit. We'll go to the mall and get you something different. And so I says, I'm thinking, I'm in the dressing room, I'm
right.
talking to my, and he was like, I don't know what he said. So he came back. He came back, bought us two cowboy hats. We had two cowboy hats to walk out with. And we came out to Garth Brooks, and they call this thing a rodeo. The crowd went crazy.
Well, maybe that wasn't so much racism, but more of he knew as a promoter what his audience was looking for. Not so much that, hey, get a vote. I mean, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I mean, but the fact of, I've done different types of theme shows. So perhaps maybe that could have been that, playing the devil's advocate.
I don't know. I know we normally stay in the hotel the night and fly back out tomorrow. We went straight to the hotel, packed our stuff, went to the airport, and stayed the night at the airport. So let's just say I was fighting one of those good old boys.
So you had, I get it. Yeah, the feelings that you had were real. Hey, I will tell you a real story too, and while we're sharing, right?
Yeah.
You remember Larry Dawkins?
Larry Dawkins. Name sounds familiar.
Oh, he was a killer. This guy was something else, but he had issues, right? He had issues. Rest in peace. He's gone on, but he had issues, and he brought a busload of people for our fight. Right, It was for the first and the second fight we had, and they made very clear who they were and what they did and what they were about. They called me the names, they called me everything. Yahoo! Let's go, And it was really a testing. And yeah, we too had to hurry up and get out of town, right? So yeah, we used to. What about when it comes to actually being able to get a fight? Do you think that that might have had something to do with you getting last minute calls, or maybe, or more so that you didn't have a local promoter? I mean, what do you think?
You know, you know, I don't know how to say this, but I'm just gonna say it.
Just say it.
So, I know my people really took care of me. I know they wanted to protect me, but sometimes, man, I don't want. I want to fight. You
Right,
know what I mean? I want to fight, and they go. I go. I want to fight this guy. They go, no, you don't want to fight this guy. Let's fight this guy. No, I don't want to fight the guy.
right.
I want to fight this guy. And so it's to me, it's all bullshit,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I feel as though I'm good enough to fight this guy. Granted, they're doing their job. They keep me from myself, as they say it.
protecting you
But
from yourself. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. But and the thing about it, and
You
I'm
think?
not doing.
Are you saying that you felt like they were protecting the fighter because?
Uh, Cause you beat up somebody's ticket seller, you're not
Yeah.
on the show no more.
Well,
That's what
yeah, but that is in any case, regardless of their race. Have you ever felt like you were matched because of your race? In other words, white fighter, because back in the old days, that's the way promoters used to do it, and
Yeah.
they brought you in specifically because of your race.
Yeah.
So to sell more tickets. Have you ever had to? I know I've dealt with that. Have you ever had to deal with that?
Yeah.
Right, right. Not a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you got in there, did you feel like you were trying to prove something even more?
Yeah, because you had to fight the guy in front of you, the judges, the
Ah!
yeah. And if you knock him down, they go, no, it's a slip.
Ah! Yeah, yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, it really is and stuff like that. But again, I always try, to just kind of keep it real. So you've gone through a lot of things, man. I want to ask you about the mindset of a fighter and some of the things that we go through because we are constantly chasing that rail, that brass rail. We are trying to reach the star. We want to be famous. We want to be rich, and all of those things. When you saw in your career that maybe some of those things were not going the way you wanted to go, and I know we've all seen it because I certainly have. Mm-hmm. Did you ever face any times or periods of depression? And if you did, even if you didn't know that's what it was, right? Because I didn't have a title for it, but I just know I feel like crap right now. How did you pull out of that? Let's see, can we help some people?
I just fought and I won that title in Japan, and I'm thinking my phone's gonna be ringing off the hook, and my phone's gonna be ringing off. My phone was not ringing at all.
Right.
So now I'm thinking, you world champion, it's like you're in the forest with a nurse vest on, and
Right.
you got a target on your back.
Right.
Nobody wanted that because the organization wasn't that strong.
Right.
Unbeknownst to me, it wasn't even looked at as a reputable title.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they only had not so many people know about the organization. And I was like, man, this is such bullshit.
Right. Real tough. Let me have you set up a little bit higher, or either bring the camera down. Right, there you go. You keep slumping, man. What's up with that? Did your mama tell you about your posture?
Yeah, she did.
What is going on?
Man.
I certainly understand that. But when you didn't feel good, you were in this state of depression, right? Probably wanting to give up. What made you continue?
My mom.
There we go. That's fine.
Yeah.
How does she pull you out of it, man?
Well, I had to go get her. I lived in Pittsburgh. She lived in Gaffney.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I want to come up and see you. I go, well, I'll fly you up. Come on. No, I'm not flying unless I put you on the bus.
Right. They won't do too much flying.
No bus either.
Right.
I had to drive home, pick her up, drive her back to Pittsburgh. And we talked all the way up back up to Pittsburgh. I was like, oh.
What kind of things was she saying to you, Bernard?
You didn't come this far to give up. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Got a picture of your mom on the screen right there. She was an
Yeah.
outgoing lady, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You miss her?
Yeah, I do, man.
Yeah. I miss my mom too. My mom was, definitely, there for me. It's amazing why sometimes I don't know about her educational background or anything like that, but my mom didn't. But it's amazing the wisdom
Yeah.
that they had.
Yeah. She says, you didn't come this far to give up now. So figure something out. So I go, well, there's nothing to figure out. Ain't nobody want to fight me. She said, well, retire the belt. Retire that belt. Go and fight somebody else.
Oh, wow.
He
That
said,
was smart. Excuse me.
I said, what? And I just started thinking, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And then I called my people up and told them I wanted to retire that belt. I was going to move up and weight. And that's how the 4 fights with Jimmy Stewart came along.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart. Now
Yeah.
that's another name.
Yeah.
She's kind of short, well built, had long hair.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta tell me just between us. Shh. So how did those fights go?
Oh, how you? One was a robbery. The other one could have went either way. And the one that I got the fight and they gave it to him anyway. But you look in the records, it says I won the fight.
Wow.
And they put it all in the paper, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. He was. I remember because I know on IKF website they have he looked like a model.
Yeah.
Pretty boy. I guess that would be the true sense of what we call pretty boy and everything. Oh, so I didn't know you fought him that many times.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That so that was one of those things that kind of you felt like you didn't get the best take on that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can actually watch the whole fight, man. It's crazy. I hit this kid with some shot. I had to move up in weight. Remember, I moved up in weight.
Right.
And mine was like bing, 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 boom, bing, 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 boom.
Man,
speed, man. I had speed, no power, man.
So. Yeah, well, like I said, that's a lesson I had to learn too. I just showed my title fight. The one I lost my title, I was bing, 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 but I didn't have the power then, but I got it. But transitioning also, the fight game has a lot of ups and downs. A lot.
Yeah,
a lot. People have no idea how tough it is, and especially in the sport of kickboxing, Muay Thai, there's not a lot of money, and stuff. And if you were fortunate, you did have some good sponsorship and things like that. But tell me, would you recommend fighting as a career to young people today?
Depends on the state of mind they're in. If they want to go in, man, they got to go in 100%. They can't be a part-time fighter. Well, I work over here at this place, and they got to go to the gym. That ain't gonna happen. Right. Then you're gonna be an opponent for somebody. You'll be a good opponent. Or a club fighter. Right.
And also, it all depends on who that person is and if they're really serious about it.
Yeah. Johnny, as well as I do, these guys today, man, they come to the gym, they work their ass off really hard. You won't see them again.
Right.
You don't see them.
And that's why it's really hard to be a trainer, because it's an emotional roller coaster.
You ain't gonna tell me, champ.
Right, yeah, it's emotional, right, yeah, for sure. So there was a time when I recognized on the transition here, but you went over to Floyd Mayweather's gym.
Yeah.
And I want to know, how did that invitation come about? Because I'm jealous.
Well, my boxing coach is real good friend with Roger, and he just made a phone call, man. And then I didn't know Dewey Cooper was one of Mayweather's trainers down there for the what do you call it, the money team.
Right.
He gets these guys ready, so Floyd take a look at them. He go, we'll bring you, put you on TV. But Dewey Cooper get these guys ready, man. Right. And Dewey and I became real good friends.
Dewey's a trip.
He is, man. I walked in down there, man. He go, Swiftkick's in the house. My wife's like,
yeah, I saw you on the video. there,
Yes.
and people were walking up to me. I walking up to you. I know who you are. I'm like, okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
Did you actually have the chance to meet Floyd though?
I didn't.
Yeah, like you were in the gym. I saw you in the gym.
Yeah, he had just left, man. He had just left.
Right.
But me and his dad hung out. We chit-chatted a little bit, man. And his dad's very knowledgeable of the game.
Oh yeah. He was definitely about the fight game.
Yes,
and his uncle as well, who we just lost as well.
Yeah.
He was definitely knowledgeable. I think when I was training in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, at the Lee Fieldhouse, I think it was Roger that was also training there. I just remember the white Mercedes backed up with Mayweather on it. I certainly remember that. He was a pretty good guy. Tell us a little bit about your gym that you have over there now in Nashville.
I have the biggest gym in Nashville, man, and we do kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, and a lot of CrossFit. Man.
Right. You got some pretty good fighters coming together. Tell me a little bit about some of those fighters, man. I've seen some of them. Pick a couple of them. Let's talk about
them. I had this one guy. He's a professional boxer.
Right.
He's from Ghana, Africa. He won a silver medal, and I trained with this guy. Trained him. He was in tremendous shape before we even met. It's just that him and his trainer was having issues, and his managers brought him to me and go, here, train this guy, and we got him on Showtime, fights like that, and then Al Haymon and those guys wanted him, and I don't have that kind of money.
Right. Those are big boys.
Nor do I have to say so.
Right.
But I released him, and now he's with those guys.
Right. No, that's some big stuff. In the kickboxing world, though, you had a couple of Harrell. I remember. I think he won title on one of my shows. Back in the day. But you've also taken some people over to Canada. Victor Terrier. Victor, I was talking to Victor the other day. Tell me, Victor go on and on and on. Tell me what's the deal with those shows over in Canada with Victor Terrier.
Hey man, those shows are awesome.
Okay.
When I say Johnny, they're awesome. It brings me back to the old days.
Whoa.
You know what, John? I still think I got one more fight left.
Oh no, not you too. Fernando Palamas was talking about that the other day. Well, like I said the other day, Mike Tyson is gonna make millions.
Yeah.
You won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither will I. So I'm just saying, might want to think twice about that. Pass on that love to other people, man, if you can.
Yeah.
So Victor in his shows that he has going on, is he only doing high kick style, or is he now doing some low kick?
He does low kick as well. I took I was fighting Harrell was fighting on the same time as Victor was having the show, so my brother over that mentored me. He flew with Rayvon.
Oh
to Canada, and I was fighting on this side of the country, and my brother was on that side.
Wow.
And man. So I got to keep my guys busy, man. I make sure they get their passports. I want them to get the international flavor, man.
Yeah.
Not late in their career like I did. Late in my career, I got to start getting the international flavor, and but you get exposed to it earlier, man. That's where you make
Well, through those connections and things like that you have, that you're able to give them exposure a lot faster than what you get.
Yes.
You also do some promoting over there in Tennessee. You have a little show that you do at your club there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we do a lot. I try to do at least 3 a year.
Right.
Keep the sport going, man.
I understand.
And to keep things flowing. The shows are going great, man. It's just I want to hook up with you one day, man, and really do a good show.
Right.
My shows are not good, but a little bit something different, man.
And I get it. And like I said, I try not to beat up on people too bad who work with other people. It is what it is. Because I know what I'm going to try to help you with and try to do and all stuff like that. But you have to make that choice. I'm not trying to anybody work with any other. Everybody's got to eat, right? So I don't care. I just know what my passion is, and I know what I want to do and what I want to try to accomplish, and I'm willing to help you. And that's not a sale. It's just simply like you see what I do and what I'm about. You know, it is what it is.
What the thing about it is, you and I, we're friends first.
Yes.
We're friends first.
Yes.
And then we're martial artists.
Right.
Then we're and that's just how it is.
You seem to be really passionate about. We talked about training a little bit. These fighters. I'm gonna digress for a moment. You seem to be really passionate about that, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, how do you teach a fighter discipline?
I give them 2 ultimatums. You be here when I say be here, or you go home. I'm not wasting. I'm too old.
You make them discipline.
Yes, I'm too old. And if you want this, show me how bad you want it. I'll give you a task. I walk away. I'll come back. If you're on your phone, then you can leave after you get done with the phone conversation. Because don't waste my time. I'm that way, man. Because Johnny, so many people came in the gym and go, I want to be world champion. I'm here, man. I'm here when you tell me to be here, and then you work them out real hard. You don't see them again.
Right. So you just have a high expectation. A lot of that is because you were a fighter. Now let me ask you a question with that. You don't expect everybody who comes and trains at your gym, obviously, to be a fighter, right?
No.
You understand that most of them probably will not be. Have you kind of learned to separate that?
Yeah, my wife and my my brother go, you can't treat everybody the same way. Some people have different levels of fitness. So
but
yeah.
One of the there's a lot of important lessons that you learn in life, but I want to ask you that when you talked about your mom, your dad, and your brother, right, who taught you a lot of things, what lesson that they maybe taught you back in the day that you still pass on to some of your fighters today?
If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. You say you're going to be on time, be on time. That's why my mom had great credit score. She said, if you're going to pay somebody, you tell them you're going to pay them.
Your mom had great credit?
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
If you tell them you're going to pay them tomorrow, if something happens, you go to that person, you explain to them why you can't pay them.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, shit, that's serious
stuff. So you pass that on to your fighters today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. I think that is
being at the gym 2 hours early and you 20 minutes late.
No, that makes no sense.
Yes.
Right, that makes no sense. I want to ask you, I happened to come across you. I just come across things. I happened to come across that picture. I don't know if you can see it on your screen there.
Yeah.
That is, I think, Rashad Evans.
Yeah.
With the UFC.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that connection.
And we're real good friends, man. We chit chat. My career, man, took me around the world. I met so many people. I made a lot of contacts. I burnt no bridges, so I can go anywhere I need to be. So he called me up and go, I'm gonna shoot my combat video. I want to looking to shoot it in Nashville. I want to come by and send some people by and look at him. I go, okay. So didn't think anything of it. Colt Ford came in. I was like, that's a big movie. That's a big country.
Right.
I was like, wow. And then he came in and go, I think we'll shoot the video here. Worked everything out, man. And then he and I started talking. It was cool, man. It was cool.
Wow.
It was cool. So about 6 months later, he called me up and let me know that the guy was going to be calling me from Team McGregor. I go, okay. So the guy called me, says, hey, we're with Team McGregor. Want to use your gym to train in while we're in Nashville.
Wow.
We got a fight coming up Bridgestone Arena. Would that be okay? I said, yeah. Yes. Here we are. And so that came off really good. So lo and behold, I said, hey, if that fight ever comes off with Mayweather and McGregor, hey, you guys getting us some tickets, we'll come down. There's the tickets. We're down.
That's right. You were at that fight.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that. You were. Yeah. That's why I stopped liking you. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember why I was so jealous. That's why I'm so jealous. You know, what is that car you drive? That Lamborghini? What do you drive? What?
It's the Jaguar F-Type.
Yeah. That Jaguar wall, you live in this little fancy house with all your fancy clothes and everything. I don't have all that. Come on, man. You're doing good. But listen, one of the things about one of the big lessons that, we try to talk to young people and teach young people is about finding a good partner in life, right? Now, you were able to find a good partner in your life, and you guys have been together for a really, really long time. Miss Tina, I want to ask you, how important is having a good relationship and doing what you do?
She let me be myself.
Mm.
She lets me be me, man. And we talk a lot about certain things. And my wife's stubborn. She's an only child. Her dad, before he passed away, he said, "You take care of my daughter."
Ah.
I said, "Yeah."
And you've been taken care of ever since.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I got to ask you, Johnny Davis Live, real talk, real solutions. I just happen to notice that she's European, white, right? You are African American, Black. Mm. Is there a lesson based on the way and how divided society is today in regards to race in particular? Is there a lesson that you can teach us about how we can get along a little bit better and look beyond race? Is there a lesson inside of your relationship with your wife, the things that you've been through, that you can maybe share with us about perhaps how we can get along better as a society?
Yeah, we're all beings. We're human beings. Color has never had an issue with me or my family, or it's just because my family military oriented. My brother come home and his friends are all white and they Oriental, and I'm sorry, but I wasn't brought up in the hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know that side of it, and I never seen racism as an issue for us.
You saw that it was there, that existed, but when it
Absolutely.
came for you two as a relationship, you guys decided to ignore that or to just not make it an issue in your relationship to the point where you couldn't be together?
Exactly. That's exactly what we did. Because some people are uneducated, so they still living back there when it used to be kind of segregated. But again, Johnny, that I love my wife, she loves me, and color is really not an issue. And I just feel sometimes that people should mind their own damn business.
That's pretty much all of the time. Again, another perfect example of about some of the things I was talking about on my first show and everything as well, but I've met Tina. She is awesome. I mean, you guys really got it going on, and she's a good lady and stuff like that. And you're just so lucky, to found like that. You little South Carolina little joker, just like me.
Hey, man, I had to get away from Gassy, man. I had to get out of there.
Yeah, you've done so well. Okay, so as we start to wind down here just a little bit, I want to ask you, I always kind of have this thing about how to make life better and about that ultimate wish list for society, right? So I want to kind of have you just dig a little bit. In your ultimate wish list, what would be at least one of the things that you could change or would change if you could?
The fight with me and Paul Beerful.
No. I mean in life. I mean in society. As all of us as human beings, we're transitioning from the fight world, right?
Okay.
But in the world, I normally say this is my magic wand question, if you had a magic wand, right? So, and you can whoop, right? What would you change about society?
I will put everybody on equal playing field.
Ooh.
And people probably going, they don't deserve to be on the same playing field. I think everybody needs to be on the same playing field and go from there.
How would you accomplish that though? I mean, give me just a general idea. When you say on a level playing field, Well, that mean about how they're born. That means financially. That means socially. I mean,
That
you
means
can't. People's minds are their minds. I mean, how would that even be?
so it's like a good friend of mine. We play golf together a little bit. Ray Lewis. He said when you wake up, you got 24 hours in the day. It's what you do with that 24, champ, is gonna make you successful or not. Now you can play around with this 24 hours. You can do this, you can do that, but make it productive. Productive. So we all wake up, we have that 24 hours, and every day I try to make myself productive and doing something. And
Right.
that's what I mean by that.
Right. So just trying to get people on that same, so people can see each other kind of the same as human beings. And
Yes.
we help, we love, we respect
Yes.
everybody regardless.
And it's so important, for me to make people understand, like, I give back a lot, Jenny. I mean, I give back a lot.
Right.
And I do a lot for charity, this, that, and the other. And my thing was to be able to be in a position to help people one way or another, whether it's
Right.
not financial or whatever. And overall, I'm a good dude, man.
You're a
I
great
don't
dude.
I don't pull punches, man. And then, just I'm always getting the short end of the stick somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's big nice guys finish last.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you're finishing last. I think you're way ahead of the pack. It's just sometimes I remember this time I ran this marathon. It was some mini marathon, and I got lost because it was through like a neighborhood. Now, people were so far separated. Either you can say I was first or I was last. But I got a feeling I was last, but I was so far away from other people I couldn't tell. Just saying. Just
Yeah.
saying. But I think that is pretty awesome. As you have had such a great career and you fought, I know you didn't accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish, or probably not. You didn't get all the money that you wanted. None of us did.
Right. Right.
How would you like to be remembered when the lights go off and people you're lying there or in your urn or wherever you want to, however you want to say it. How would you like for your overall in general for people to remember Bernard Swiftkick Robinson?
Hey, man, I want people to know that remember me as, I never back down. I tell you, I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there. Vic Terrier can tell you this, man. He'll call me up on a 3-week notice, 2-day notice, 1-day notice. I'm always there. If I tell you I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there.
Right.
And, I may not be there with all the bells and whistles, but I'm going to be there.
Right. That is important, because it shows you a person of integrity, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we need that today.
Yeah, my mom told me, she says, when you are born, you're given a gift. And when you leave here, people are only going to remember you by that gift. I couldn't figure out what she was talking about. She said, that's your name.
Oh,
You want people to remember you. Oh, that damn Bernard Robinson, he owed me $10. No, he died last week.
right.
You don't want that. You don't want that. You want people to, he did what he said he was going to do.
Right. Well, I think that's an important piece there. And I know that we talked about, maybe doing a tour of your place there. And I don't know if you still want to take a quick minute to do that if we're going to lose you.
Yeah, you'll probably lose me, but you know what, man? If they go to, I just put up some other stuff on there.
Yeah.
And I have accomplished so much. But let me tell you this quick
Please,
story.
no, that's fine, please.
I know we got to run. So my goal, my whole fight goal was I wanted to fight Pete Sugarfoot Cunningham.
Oh,
Okay, let me finish. Let me tell you this story. So they go, no, he's way out of your league. He's way out of your league. I said, well, I'm just gonna go up to Bendy Jet Center school. I took some time off. Went up there and sparred with Pete. He beat the shit out of me.
right.
I loved it.
Pete, bad dude.
I loved it, man. And he and I, we still talk from this day forward, man. And I got to train with Bridget Riley. Remember her? They call her Baby Doll.
Yeah, baby doll.
Yeah, I fought on the same undercard. And when we fought at Montreal. Yeah. She fought the girl from Japan. I fought Mustafa Mrani from Paris, France.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Such a man.
And I hung out
And
with.
here's the other thing I will tell you, that the thing about us kickboxing fighters, that we didn't make a lot of money. I always tell people all the time, didn't make a lot of money, didn't get rich, but I have $1 million of integrity. I have $1 million of confidence. I have $1 million of, self-worth. And the fact that I know that I can achieve anything I want to if I'm willing to make the sacrifices. That's what fighting did for me. And that's what it's done for you.
Absolutely, man.
And as a result of that, you're passing on that valuable gifts, or those valuable gifts, you're passing them on to other people. And that makes you a superstar, man.
I appreciate
that makes you a superstar. Bernard Swiftkick Robinson, this has been absolutely a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Chatting with you today. We've been going for like 75 minutes, and talking, but I wanted to make sure that I wanted people to know who you were, learn about the type of person that you are and everything. I'm going to close out with this. That little kid who just started in martial arts, who your brother was saying, hey, man, you should do this. Mom and dad supporting you. What would you think they would say today if they were around?
Oh, man.
About what you've accomplished and what you've achieved?
Proud of you. Yeah, they would say that. Yeah, when I brought my mom up to Pittsburgh, and I was like going through that little depression thing, she walked in the house and goes, this is a nice house. Wait, why is it so dark?
Right.
She started opening up everything, man. I was like, but, hey, that's mom's, man. Love that one.
It is amazing, though, the things that we actually go through, right?
Yeah.
And we achieve so much in life, and our parents gave so much to us. Yeah. And a lot of them are not here to see what we've actually accomplished.
Right.
And I know that I had the opportunity to, when I won, my mom was around, but not late. I didn't really have anything when I was fighting. It was later on. I did do a couple of things. Right. I was able to help her a lot. And I'm grateful for the fact that I had that opportunity to do that. And I know you feel the same way.
Absolutely.
Right, and everything. And look, brother, this has been awesome, man. We're going to chat real soon. We got to get something. Remember now, I've worked really hard to open up Tennessee for the PKB. You can call the commissioner over there, and he will tell you that I helped rewrite that law for having events there. I don't want that to be in vain, brother. When this thing is over, I want to get back. We've done an event many, many, many years ago, but I would love to get back over there, start hosting some PKB tournaments and some full contact fights under IKF, right, and make this thing happen in a big way to help out these fighters, achieve their dreams. Okay, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Thanks so much again, Mr. Bernard Robinson. Talk to you again. All right, thanks, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you saw it for yourself. Bernard Swiftkick Robinson. This guy's had some great accomplishments. He's done some great things. But beyond that, he's a great guy. Really good person. The kind of people that I like to deal with. Are the kind of person that I like to deal with, and I like to call a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching Johnny Davis Live here today. I want you always thank Blackout Fights for what they do for us at blackoutfights.com and Eastern Offset Printing. I want you to remember to always respect each other. Forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.